Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Alphabets Football Talk football show. I'm your host, Marcus the Alphabet. Uh, Ready to take you all on an hour and 45-minute journey talking about our favorite sport in the whole wide world, the NFL and football. And as usual, I'd like to introduce you guys to my co-host, Miss Ramona Diehard Dies up in the house.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's going on, Mona? How you doing this evening?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I see you got the Roethlisberger on today.
Sure do.
Ready? How you went from the old school Rocky Blyer to the big Ben. I
Yep.
see you. And I got two guests with me tonight. Not really needing any introduction. First, I got my man from WUFO Sports. Bills extraordinaire, covers the Bills, everything. You see this guy, he's all over the place. One of our Rise Up guys, Mookie Hawkins up in the house. Mookie Hawkins. There you go.
What's up?
I ain't seen you in a minute, man. I had to get you up on here. It's Patriots week. I had to get you up in here. I knew you was ready to. I knew you was ready to come up in here and fight me, man. So I had to have you, man. Welcome back, brother.
Yeah, man. I was in, I guess, a little rehab, man. A little, poker hole trying to fight my way out, but we all right.
That's what's up, man. Glad to have you, bro. And then need no introduction, man. I got the ignorant thinker up in the house. My friend of me. Get you up in here. Eagles fan. We got these Eagles fans wandering around up in here. It's Eagles Cowboys week, so I had to get the ignorant thinker up in the house. I know he's gonna talk bad to me. He's been talking real bad to me, so I had to get him up in here. Dennis Holmes up in the house. What's going on? Host of Talk Your Ish up in here with the Rise Up family. Talk Your Ish and
The Vault.
The Vault. He be up in a little bit of everything. You see him all over the place, man. So let's get this party started. Everybody, make sure you like and share. And if you can't get on with the Rise Up family, make sure you download the OnPoint network. It's free. You can watch the show anytime. Old shows, you can pull them back up. So first things first, news and notes. Look, it's another week. We had 3 undefeateds last week, and we're down to the last one. Those Pittsburgh Steelers, the only undefeated team left, 6-0. You see these power rankings here. It's been moving around. The Chiefs have been up there. It's been a little moving around, but we're starting to see, this is the time of the year that you start seeing some of the teams separate themselves. Dennis, you first. Any surprises on here, or somebody left off this list?
I don't think there's no surprises at all. This is a pretty good power ranking right here. I don't know who put this together, but this is pretty good. I can say I agree with everything on this power ranking right here. There's there's no disagreement here.
Okay, sounds good. Mona, you're sitting on top of the hill over there. Any surprises? You feel like your Steelers are finally getting the respect that you feel like they deserve? What do you think?
Oh, they're temporarily getting that respect. This time last year, nobody ever dreamed that this team would come back and be where they are right now. Nobody believed that Ben would come back and be productive. And you know what I said? I said if he comes back 75% with the defense we had last year and the young offense that we had last year, that we were going to be a team to be reckoned with. Well, here it is. And
they're back. We said if he this goes to show when you lose your quarterback, your future Hall of Fame quarterback, it changed things up. They were 8-8 last year. I was like, Big Ben, he's worked at least 3 wins, so he's back playing good. They got a big test today. We'll get to that a little bit later. Mook, any thoughts on this list?
I mean, that's pretty solid. You know what I mean? You know, that's pretty solid right there right now. I have really no arguments with that list.
No problems with it. Okay, sounds
I have no
good.
problem. Like everybody, you know, pretty much got a loss to some degree, except for Pittsburgh. Who else is undefeated other than the
That's
Steelers?
it. That's it.
Right.
They knocked them off last week. This with the Steelers and Titans game last week.
Yeah, so you know, I think that's about right. I mean, the numbers don't lie right there.
Yeah.
And you know, and those teams have played one another, so you know, it's really nothing to dispute.
Okay. And as you guys can see here, we got the division leaders up here. You know, it's my NFC East. Then it's our NFC.
That is disgusting.
That's just really bad. That's really bad. But you want to know something though? I'm gonna say this. I don't want to hear no crap about if you got a losing record, you shouldn't get in. I saw a 7-8-1 Carolina team get into the playoffs to do some damage, and also saw a 7-9, what was it? Seahawks team that beat the Saints. I think that was the Beastquake game. So look, all you want to do is get into the tournament. You got to get into the tournament. So that's what it is here. As the weeks go on, we're gonna start seeing some separation. This is basically like a rivalry weekend, and we'll talk about some of those games. A lot of division games with playoff implications and seeding and all of that stuff in there. So there's your division. There's your division leaders. Somebody keeps going up and every time I'm not gonna mention no names or nothing, because we don't like to single people out here. But they're talking, you know, my Cowboys are bad, and I take that. You know, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan. I make no apologies about that. But when people say that the Cowboys are the worst team in the NFL, I present to you Exhibit A. Okay, you look at all of these teams up there. Look, the Cowboys are losing because I challenge anybody besides Ramona to lose your starting quarterback. And Dennis, you won a Super Bowl with what do you call him, Little Kim? No, Little Kim, you know. But to say that they're the worst team in the NFL, who's playing for the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes? My Cowboys are bad, but let's not call them the worst team in the NFL. I think the Jets are pretty bad. So let's leave that alone. Do we all agree that the New York Jets are the worst team in the NFL?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, you can't make that assessment.
Well, I mean, they don't have a win, but are they the worst?
Well, they're look, Adam Gase is gone. Adam Gase, whether I don't know if they'll fire him.
Should never have been there to begin with.
And I agree with you. You're preaching to the choir on that one. But Adam Gase will probably be gone. The general manager, he'll probably be gone. And they're going to be starting from scratch. So,
you
yes,
forgot the Redskins too. What's the Redskins record? What's their record?
The Washington football team, I think
they've got one guy. I know they've won.
They got the same record. They got the same record as us. They're 2-5. They beat us. They're 2-5. And the Eagles are 2-4-1 because they got that tie. So, look, when you say the worst teams in the NFL, now there are some teams that are, you know, we don't know who the Jets quarterback is going to be next year. I don't think it's going to be Sam Darnold, but there are some teams that you can see that they're going to, you know, I think Joe Burrows is going to be okay. You know, he showed a few things. So some of those teams, it's just, you know, they got to get some more playmakers around their young rookie quarterbacks. But the worst team in the NFL, I think that honor goes to the New York Jets. So we're gonna start covering these games. The first game, we're gonna review the Monday night game. We had the Chicago Bears versus the LA Rams, and shout out to my boy D Stanfield, a professional. Look, man, are the Rams legit? Are the Rams legit, or did we overhype the Bears? Or did we do both? Two things can be true at the same time. Are the Bears legit or the Rams legit? Was it just, I think the Bears had lost one game and we were kind of like, boosting them up a little bit. Ramona, what are your thoughts? Are the Bears legit?
Yeah. Well, I think what makes them legit is that defense. I still am not. All right, fine. I know Nick Foles is in there now playing, starting. I am a Mitch Trubisky fan, so I still think that the guy hadn't lost a game when they took him out. Yeah, I mean, I know he was losing that game when they took him out, but still, I don't know. I think they gave up too quickly on him, but that's just me.
Okay. Mook, what do you think? Is Chicago legit? The Rams? Where are they at in your eyes watching that Monday night game? What are your thoughts on these guys?
Thing is, why people don't think the Rams are legit? Because they lost to Buffalo? That's what it is? That's what it is? That's what this is? I don't understand how people don't think that the Rams are not a legitimate opponent when they have the best defensive player in the NFL, and they do have a high-powered offense.
Whoa! Go back. What did you just say? Did you say? No. You just said. Who did you say? What did you just say? Best defender in the NFL. What is that? What you said?
Yeah.
Oh, Mook. See, this is why me and you we get along, man. I don't know if y'all saw the show last week, and we had a little debate. Once again, shout out to my
football. Actually, was
it Monday Night Mass? It was Monday Night Mass, and we were talking about who's better between Khalil Mack and Aaron Donald. And somebody told me that Khalil Mack was better than that, but that's neither here nor there. I think that a defensive lineman, a three technique, getting double-digit sacks from the inside is a whole lot more impressive than a 3-4 outside line. But that's neither here.
But there is a difference. I mean, you got to admit there's a difference. He's right there, and that his key job is to get to the quarterback.
That's not his key job.
A 3-4 linebacker is not. That's not his key job.
A 3-4 outside linebacker is a pass rusher.
Exactly.
You can argue. You can argue both. You can argue both. 1A, 1B. Right now is Aaron Donald. I gotta give him the edge right now because he's consistent and he's playing at a 3-tech. Get you not double-digit sacks.
So are you saying TJ Watt's not
20 sacks?
His job.
20.
TJ Watt. What is TJ Watt's job? You're a Steelers fan. What is his primary job?
I know but that's what I'm saying. When you're sitting there talking about different positions with different style defenses, you have to take that into consideration on what they're producing.
Is Aaron Donald better at his position than Khalil Mack is better at his position? How about that? Is that a better question to ask?
And I don't think so. I
think they're even if you go with it. You see that?
I think you take Aaron.
You got to see how they affect the game from different perspectives. Like when you look, like teams are really, it's like a Deion Sanders factor right now with Aaron Donald. Like they're not even running to his way. Like they're running away from him. Like the people's game plan is like, don't even want to deal with him. You know what I mean? And they're gonna have a double team and run away from him. Okay. Like that's just too much.
Just saying, I've seen a lot of good 3-4 outside linebackers. Clay Matthews Jr. Personally, I think Von Miller was better in his little stretch there. I thought Von Miller was better than Khalil Mack as a 3-4 outside linebacker.
Hell to the no.
But
thank you, Mookie.
I haven't seen anybody. I haven't seen another 3 technique since Warren Sapp that dominates from the inside like Aaron Donald does.
Khalil Mack gets you interceptions. He gets you forced fumbles. Like, he's all over the place, too. Let's not get this thing twisted about who Khalil Mack is now. Let's not get that twisted. Von Miller, he's going to come off that edge like how he's supposed to come off that edge. But that's that. He's not setting the edge how Khalil Mack sets the edge.
I thought Von Miller ruined Cam Newton. He ruined Cam Newton. And that's Super Bowl.
He knew that tackle. He knew that tackle couldn't do it.
And just warm out. So that was the Monday night game. Any thoughts on that, Dennis? I'm sorry, I didn't let you go. Go ahead, Dennis.
I feel as though I'm still not a believer in the Rams at all. Not a believer in the Rams. I feel as though the Rams are just, they doing their job. They're doing a good job, but they're not a team that's like, oh yeah, they get in the playoffs. They're gonna end up going to the Super Bowl. They're not that team to me. As a matter of fact, I think Chicago had a terrible offensive game this game and still had a chance to come back and win it.
They did, definitely.
And that's just how bad of a quarterback I see that Jared Goff is.
Jared Goff.
That's where I absolutely agree with you on.
Man, and now Nick Foles had a bad game. He threw 3 interceptions. He had a bad game. He threw 3 interceptions. But I feel as though, like we were saying, Marcus, Chicago needs another piece on offense to help that spark because their running game is depleted. And with no running game, they won't go far in the playoffs. But I still got Chicago winning that division.
Well, I think they really miss Tariq Cohen. I think they definitely miss him, and they could definitely probably use a number 2 receiver. Definitely.
They get Alshon Jeffrey back.
Yeah. So that was the Monday night game. Thursday night game last night, we saw Atlanta versus Carolina. Shout out to Ron Thomas. I'm sure he's probably feeling a little bit better right now with the games. Look, I think if it shows anything, and this is just my opinion, I'm really interested to see what y'all think about this. When Julio Jones is on,
they win it.
He's better than Hopkins. He's better than Thomas. He's better than Odell Beckham Jr. When Julio Jones is healthy, and to me, that's what it's always been about with him. Can he stay healthy? If I'm Atlanta, from what I saw with that game last night, I'm trading Julio Jones today because this is the best value that you're going to get from him, the most that you're going to get from him. You know what I'm saying? He looked great last night, and we've seen like games where he disappears. I'm trading Julio Jones like on Tuesday on the trade deadline. I'm trading him.
What you trading? Who you think will go get him?
Anybody who needs a receiver, who needs another I don't think that he can be, with his injury history, he's having injuries more and more often. If I'm Baltimore, I'm calling. Yeah. If I'm the Packers, I'm calling. Like any team that's like right there on the cusp that needs a receiver that can kind of get them over the hump. If I'm
Chicago,
if I'm Buffalo, I'm calling.
No, I'm not calling from Buffalo. That ain't my issue.
You put Stephon Diggs with Julio Jones.
But that's not my issue with Buffalo. Buffalo, my offensive issue is my running back is not being the dominant running back running the ball. This season he hasn't had a game that said, okay, it's his second year and he can run the ball. He hasn't had a game like that yet.
Who are we talking about here?
We talking about the one you hate, the love, Devin Singletary.
He's not good. I keep telling you guys that.
I think honestly,
if he gets more carries, he's going. Oh man, Marcus, he's averaging 5 yards. He's averaging 5 yards a carry because he's not getting the ball that much. Do you know that Tony Pollard averages more yards than Ezekiel Elliott? The backup running back always gets more. He always averages higher. I bet Benny Snell averages more yards than James Conner. But who's the better back?
But I think that Devin Singletary, if he goes to a different team, he'll play better.
He's not.
If Buffalo made the Buffalo,
whoa! I must interject. Benny Snell is not getting more yards per carry than Come
I'm
on.
just saying
Stop.
because when you get less carries, you average more. The more carries you get, the more your yards per carry goes down. That's
Yeah,
just.
but I think if they made the trade, like if they traded Devin Singletary to Chicago, you will see a different back.
I just think he's a jag. I think he's not a bad running back. I'm not saying like he's trash and Mookie.
I mean, but we also seen, since we talking about Carolina, we also seen Mike Davis leave Chicago and now look at him with the Carolina Panthers.
And he's doing good.
He's doing real good. He's doing
real good. You know,
he's doing fantasy very good. Let me just say
Luke,
that.
I know you cover and you interview these guys. I you know what? We'll get to that. We'll talk about Devin Singletary when we get to the Bills game. Thoughts on the Carolina Atlanta game last night, Mook?
I mean, yeah, they finally was using Julio as they should use him. I know he has his battle with injuries, but at the end of the day, you know, that's your franchise offensive weapon. So you got to throw the ball his way, especially when you look at the secondary that, you know, Carolina has to offer. I mean, you got to, you know, get him the football. It's the best way on winning. You see how much, you know, Julio helps the running game and Gurley and give Gurley like a resurrection, if you will, because he's starting to, you know, get a little bit more comfortable and confident as a runner, you know, this year. So you got to get him involved. You know, the team goes as Julio goes, you know, and, you know, I don't think you want to trade him. You know, you drafted him for a reason. Okay, but you got Ridley, you got Russell Gage, but
I think Ridley got hurt last night. He turned his ankle or something last night. He left the game early last night, so right. you may need Julio for a little bit longer. So, but I think Calvin Ridley is. I think he can definitely be a number one receiver, no doubt. Like when Julio does eventually leave or retire or get traded or whatever, I think they're set at wide receiver. They got their number one wide receiver. So congratulations to Atlanta. They found a way to win the game. Matt Ryan looked good and Julio looked incredible last night. It's like he went like 5 years back in time and really showed out last night. So congratulations to them. It was really nice to see Raheem Morris get that win for them. The way he left Tampa Bay. So first game of the week. Oh man. Your early game, your 1 o'clock Eastern game. You got
a 21-point favorites?
21.5 point favorite, right? 21.5 point favorite. You got the real worst team in the NFL versus the defending Super Bowl champion. Man, this is look, the Chiefs, you got to give it to them. The little subtle moves, and you know, we got the trade deadline coming up, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. We were bumping ideas before the show started, but picking up Le'Veon Bell to go with what you already have, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire is having an outstanding rookie season. I think he's going to be one of the.
He doesn't seem to mind to sit back and actually learn from Le'Veon Bell.
And that's what, and that's what you want, like. Like when AB was there with your Steelers and the way Juju just sat back and just sit back. You got a guy here who's one of the better running backs of the past 10 years, and he's your backup, and you can get to learn the subtle, little subtle things from him or whatever. Little moves like that, though. Kansas City, picking him up to go along with what they already have. I hope the Chiefs just jump on them and end it early, get these guys out of there. I think this is a blowout. I would be, the line is 21 points. I wouldn't be surprised if this game, I'm going to say.
Wait, I just read a comment. Ethan says, I'm going to say this, though. Jets cover. Really? You think so?
Sometimes it happens like that, Ramona. I can't say nothing.
You don't think that the Chiefs will beat the Jets by at least 21 points? Because I think it's going to be worse.
I think it's going to be really bad.
I think it might be like 28 to 35 points. The Jets have no offensive weapons. You got Frank Gore. You have no wide receivers, and then I think you have nobody on defense that scares you. I think Tyreek Hill goes off. I think Clyde Hill. And then you got Le'Veon Bell coming back on a revenge tour. You don't think Andy Reid will be like, hey, Clyde, sit over here for a little bit and let Le'Veon just destroy these boys to get back at them? You know, I think it's going to be real bad. I'm going to go 45 to 12 final score. Does anybody disagree with me on that? I mean, I don't think we'll have much disagreement on this game, right?
I'm going to disagree. I'm going to say 31-3 because I think that by the second half, maybe even the middle of third quarter, they'll take Mahomes out and get their back up in and let him get some playing time.
Well, I hope they do because I got to play against Patrick Mahomes in 2 fantasy football leagues this year.
I do. I got to play against him in one too.
I hope they jump out to him, and I hope they get Patrick Mahomes out the game. So yeah, that would be great. Any disagreements? You got a score for me on this, Mook? I know you're taking the Chiefs. You got a score for me?
I'm gonna say 38-13.
You think the Jets are going to score 2 touchdowns, or what? A touchdown and 2 field goals? Is that what we're talking?
It's gonna be a 2 field goals, and then they're gonna score a garbage late touchdown.
Okay. All right. So we're all on the same sheet of music there. We think Chiefs blow out. Next game we got the Raiders versus the Browns. Raiders coming off a bye week. That really hurt me, not having Josh Jacobs last week. But we saw
the Raiders. The Raiders played last week.
Did they play last week?
Yeah, they played Tampa Bay.
No, did they?
Yeah, they did. You just did the way they played.
Okay.
You knew they was out there.
Yeah, I guess Josh Jacobs just had a crappy game. You're right. It's like they didn't play. But we got the Raiders against the Browns. Look, man. Okay, I'm going to ask this, and this was asked, and some people got upset with this. And I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to ask everybody in the comments section. Is Baker Mayfield a better quarterback without Odell Beckham Jr.? Don't attack me on this. We
don't know this. We don't know.
Marcus.
Do we know this
yet? Now, I'm off the train of Baker Mayfield, but I'm still at the bus stop.
Okay.
Just let you know, I'm still at the bus stop, but I'm off the train.
Okay.
But I was going to say, I'm off the train when Pittsburgh played him.
Yeah, that's when I ran off the train because he threw that interception and had all the time in the world and threw a blatant pick six. But I must admit, you look a lot different after Odell left that game.
He spreads the ball around.
He looked like the Baker.
And who were they playing against?
Okay, I get you with that one, Mom. I'm just talking about his decision making looked a lot better.
Well, it's a lot easier to make decisions when you ain't got a defense breathing down your neck.
Okay, well, I mean, I wasn't breathing down his neck either. That's when he threw the interception. He had all the time.
Yeah, but he never knew. But the thing is they were breathing down his neck the whole game, pretty much. So he never knew where that defender was going to be hitting him from.
I get you what you're saying, but the only thing I'm saying is this is like the Baker Mayfield that won me money, paid my bills. You know what I mean? This the Baker Mayfield I remember. This is the one I fell in love with. But I ain't on a train, but I'm still at the bus stop. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Mook, is Baker Mayfield a better quarterback without Odell Beckham Jr.?
Yeah. He is.
I just noticed a guy who doesn't force the ball. From what I see in the games that I see with the Browns, a lot of times Baker is like, to me, it's like he's trying to appease Odell Beckham Jr. and force feed on the ball. That's what I see. I don't know if y'all see that. That's what I see.
You don't think teams know that? He's
Yeah.
committed. He's committed to the number one receiver, no matter who's out there. So he's he's staring him down, and teams is backing off, and he's throwing into a tight window with 3 to 4 defenders surrounding Odell Beckham.
Right.
And it get picked off. That's how he got hurt. I don't think just looking on. I mean, I don't know. I think Odell probably faking that injury or something. How was he able to bend his knees like that when he tore ACL?
I don't know.
He just jumped into the offensive lineman, so I didn't see where.
You think he's looking for? You think he's taking the loser limp? You think he had a loser limp?
I think so. I think he that interception right there. He's like, oh shit, I'm just tired of this. So he just checked out.
I think they got rid of a cancer in the locker room. I think they got rid of a cancer in the locker room. A thorn in Baker Mayfield's side. And this is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan saying this about the Cleveland Browns. I think they do turn around. But I'm still not sold on Baker Mayfield. I'm just not. Well, he's got to get to the playoffs before I'm sold on him.
Okay.
Well, a lot of y'all was saying that he was better than Josh Allen last year around this time.
I said it. I said it too. And I said it.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We'll definitely get to that.
Mookie, I knew you was over yet. I knew you was gonna start some mess, Mookie, but it's all good. It's all good. We'll get to that though. To me,
the best game of the week right here. Wait a minute, ain't nobody pick who they wanted for Oakland and
yeah, we didn't.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You can leave that up. Leave it up. You can leave that up. We just pick who we want.
I'm taking the Raiders. I'm taking the Raiders. I'm gonna say 22 to 19. Raiders.
I'm taking the Browns, and I'm gonna say that they win that game. It's gonna be a good game, or that's gonna be a good game. I think Buck Flair put that as the third best game of the week. I think he did.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with him on that one.
Okay.
I'm taking the Browns as well.
You taking the Browns too?
Yeah, I'm gonna say 28-21.
28-21.
Yeah.
Move.
What's the line?
Ronnie, take me back to that. Take me back to.
It was 2.
I thought it was 3 points. Yeah, it was 3 points. 3 points.
I hate them lines.
Who favored Cleveland?
Cleveland is favored.
Right, Cleveland's favorite.
3s and them 7s. I hate them 3s and them 7s.
I'm gonna take the Raiders. I'm taking the Raiders.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns would won. So to me, this is the game of the week. Look, we have a bunch of rivalry games. AFC North. This is gonna be a fist fight. It's gonna be a lot of hard hitting. It's gonna be some people. It's going to be a very physical game. I'm looking forward to it. 1 o'clock game.
Baltimore's favorite?
Baltimore's favorite?
No.
They say -6 Baltimore.
Oh, they is favorite. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Look. Until Lamar
Jackson.
Jackson.
In Baltimore. That's why they're favored. Come on, guys.
Okay. So
understand. You got to understand. The reason why Cleveland was favored is because it's in Cleveland.
Yeah, but see, y'all undefeated, and they usually give you.
We do not get brownie points because we're undefeated.
No, but usually, okay, no matter who you playing, they usually start you off with 7. But the fact that y'all undefeated and this is a division game, this should have been a lot closer. This should have been like a pick'em. This should have been a pick'em. Now, see, the fact that Vegas got this thing is -6 Baltimore. That's something right there that'll throw me off.
I think the other thing that they're not that I agree with it, but I think that the other thing that they're taking into consideration is Baltimore's coming off a bye week.
Ricky Bobby, it's okay. You took Tennessee against Pittsburgh last week too. So.
Ricky Bobby.
Is that a humble brag right there? That was very
that was me telling Ricky Bobby it's okay for him to take the Ravens this week. He
That was
said
very.
they're going to go off on the Steelers. You ain't going off on that defense. I don't give a shit who you are.
Well,
You might beat us, but you're not going off on that defense. You're just not.
Man, I've been watching football all my life. Pittsburgh has never lost a beat at the linebacker position. I don't understand this shit.
or wide receiver.
Yeah, because they used to have Yancey Thigpen when I was first watching them. You right.
Hey, and last year, look at us. Last year, with a third and fourth string quarterback, we went 8-8. So,
I think.
Look, I quarterback struggles. I seen.
I got to be honest with you guys. Looking at this game, I think they both have phenomenal defenses. I think the Steelers wide receivers are going to be challenged like they haven't been challenged this year with Marcus Peters and Matthew Judon. It's going to be a physical game. But the other thing too is the Ravens have the second worst passing game in the NFL. I don't know if y'all know that they're ranked 31 as far as pass.
Yeah.
If Lamar Jackson is going to have to make plays with his arms, the Steelers are not. I'm sure they're going to have a spy. I would not be surprised if they had Minka Fitzpatrick spying them, and they're gonna bracket him. You're gonna have T.J. Watt and Bud Dupree. They're not gonna let him get outside. So he's going to have to make some plays down the field, and I don't trust Baltimore's wide receivers. I mean, Hollywood Brown, Marquise Brown, he's all right. He's
not going to run against that defense.
Mark Ingram's out this game, so you're going to see Gus Edwards and a lot of J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. I just don't see a scenario where Baltimore can score enough points with Pittsburgh. One of those Steelers.
I don't know, Ricky Bobby, what you mean. Oh, the Steelers ran away with it. Steelers didn't run away with anything against Tennessee. That was a hard hitting game. But Derrick Henry only got 75 yards against that Steeler defense, and that's Derrick Henry got 75 yards. That was it. And I called 60-65.
Yep.
You did.
So
decision time. I'm actually gonna gosh, man, it's just so hard. I'm gonna take Pittsburgh in this game because I just don't see where Baltimore scores enough points. I don't see them letting Lamar Jackson run around, and I don't trust Baltimore's wide receivers. I don't trust their wide receivers. You think Hollywood Brown and Willie Snead and whoever, I mean, they really needed to have went and got Antonio Brown. I thought that the Ravens were going to get Antonio Brown. I really did. And when he ended up going to Tampa, I was just shocked. So I'm going to go with Pittsburgh, but I still think it'll be a physical, close game. I'm going to say 27-24 Pittsburgh.
That's what the score was last week. I'm taking Pittsburgh because the way to beat Pittsburgh is through the air, and Baltimore is not that team. So I'm taking Pittsburgh on that.
Mook?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, everybody had good, valid points, but it's one dimensional, like you said. It's no Mark Ingram, so okay, unless J.K. Dobbins have a breakout game, the Ravens don't have a chance on beating the Steelers. I don't think he's going to have a breakout game against the Steelers. They're going to come up. You can stack the box now because they don't really, fear they passing game. So that eliminates Lamar Jackson from running. But they're going to attempt it. But they're going to be physical. I don't think the game is close. 33-24 Steelers.
Ooh. I was not expecting it. Ramona, you didn't give me a score.
You didn't ask. I ain't got my turn yet.
Okay, go ahead.
Would it shock you if I took Baltimore and Baltimore? It would shock the shit out of me because usually we split. Up until last year, we split, and usually we went in Baltimore and they went in Pittsburgh. The hell? I figured that one out yet. But I'm taking Pittsburgh. I think it's going to be a 2-3 point game.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a nail biter. I'm going to be taking my nitro pills, pacing the floor the whole game. I know what I'm going to be doing.
Okay. I'm gonna read some of the comments here.
31-28. I'll go 31-28.
31-28. Okay, Yuri says Steeler Nation undefeated streak will be over. Yuri's picking against you. Trust Raven, Baltimore.
Yeah. Well, Yuri picked Tennessee last week too, right, Yuri?
Yeah, he did. Trust Raven, Baltimore, we have to win Ravens by 7-10. Harbaugh is 13-11 versus Tomlin. I got a slide for y'all on that in a little bit. Harbaugh 10-2 after the bye. 2 words, Yannick. Okay. I want Ricky Williams says, I want the Steelers, but I feel Ravens are going to win. Ron Thomas says, I'll take the Steelers. Yuri says, Lamar Jackson arm is an issue. I
want to know what feed you're watching because I'm not seeing any of these comments.
I'm reading the comments here. Yuri says, Lamar Jackson.
Are you in the Rise Up group?
I think I'm in the Rise Up group here. Lamar Jackson arm is an issue. I just wish he had a stronger arm. I think Lamar's arm is pretty strong. Baltimore's flying under the radar. If Lamar controls the clock, we will be okay. Lots of Gus. Gus chewed that defense last year, week 17, without Ben Roethlisberger, I'll add.
Exactly.
I would say we cannot do what the Titans did. We'll lose badly. Ricky Will says, keep sleeping on Andrews, Marcus. I think Mark Andrews is the 3rd best tight end in the league behind Kittle and Kelsey. So I think he's an awesome player. But
Sharon Mullen says 32-28.
32-28.
Yeah.
That's my chocolate girl. Chocolate girl.
So I was gonna have Goldie Hawkins on. I was gonna have the 2 Hawkins up in here. Goldie Hawkins, he told me to tell everybody what's up. He wasn't able to make it. I was trying to get him on so him and Ramona could go at it. But he picked the Ravens 27-24. So I'm looking forward to that game. I think it's going to be a hell of a game, and we will definitely.
It always is.
It's always like that. Moving on, next game, Tennessee at Cincy. Look. I'm sold on Joe Burrow. A lot of people were, you know.
You can be sold on Burrow, but you can't be sold on that Cincy defense. Come on.
Well, they're a rebuild. They're a rebuild. Look.
Ramona, look at this line now. Look at this line. Cincinnati is not favored, but they only giving them 3.5 to 4 points. You see what I mean now?
Okay.
You gotta watch Vegas. This is what I be saying. I'm a gambler. You got to watch Vegas when they do stuff like that.
I think, look, let me ask this real quick. And you're saying that, Ramona, you just said that Cincinnati needs to get their defense up. And I agree with you.
They need to secure that offensive line a little bit more for Burrows.
Yes.
Or otherwise, the kid's not going to make it.
No doubt.
Andrew Luck.
And that defense right now are a mediocre best.
They're bad.
So I give them mediocre even. I think they could beat the the 1-5, 1-6 teams. Even some of the 2-5, 2-4 teams.
Okay.
Can't wait.
So let me ask y'all this right here where I got this on my mind. Was Joe Burrow the right pick at number 1, or should they have went Chase Young?
No, Joe Burrow's the right pick.
Burrow was the right pick for him, absolutely.
Okay,
you muted, Newt.
But sadly, I think he's on the phone. Sadly, I think, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Cincinnati is where quarterbacks go to die.
Everybody goes to die.
Cleveland used to be that way too, but I mean, look, you go back and you look at Carson Palmer. You go back and you look at Andy Dalton. you know, you go back and you look at
Achilles Smith.
Oh, we got two comment feeds. I don't know which one I'm on. I'm on one, and I guess they're Ethan said we got two comments.
Okay, so what's the other one? The OnPoint Network?
I guess so. So if somebody want to read off of that one here, because I don't know which one I'm reading off of. I think they found their guy in Joe Burrow. Now this week, I didn't put it in the news and notes. They traded Carlos Dunlap to the Seahawks, I believe.
Yes, they did.
They trade so that you see the Seahawks. They're over there stacking up players over there, and you know, Cincinnati, they know that they're a rebuild. They know that they're trying to, you know, get some trying to stack up some draft picks. So, but yeah, I think Tennessee, they get back to their winning ways after losing to the Steelers. I think Derrick Henry gets back on track. I think Ryan Tannehill gets back on track.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if we play Baltimore this weekend, like we played Tennessee, and we play like we did in the second half of that game, Baltimore will beat us. We cannot play like that anymore. And Mookie, you're on mute, sweetheart. I don't know if you're on the phone or.
So I'm taking Tennessee in this game. I'm going to say Tennessee. I think they really want to try to make a statement after, you know, they consider themselves a Super Bowl contender. I'm going to say 28 to 14, Tennessee. I think Joe Burrow puts up a little fight, but eventually I think this is a Derrick Henry game. I think they run Derrick Henry down their throat and just punish them to get back on track. So 28-14 Tennessee for me.
I think it's going to be more like 34 to 15.
34-15?
Yeah.
Okay. Dennis, give me a score.
I think Tennessee wins this game. Tennessee ain't really known for putting up. I mean, I don't know. That is the COVID team, so hell, give him. I give him 35-28. I say the kid Burrow still has a chance in the fourth quarter.
Okay. Mookie, are you there? Okay, I think Mookie's probably doing some reporting. Mookie, give me a score in this Tennessee Cincinnati game.
No Dunlop now. I don't know if Atkins is going to play. He's on the trading block. You don't have no Joe Mixon to do any pass pros, so Giovanni Bernard is going to be out there undersized the whole game. Might have some good fantasy numbers, but at the end of the day, Tennessee is going to be way too much for Joe Burrow and company. Even though I like how the offense is progressing, you know, but it's still not going to be enough for Tennessee. I say Tennessee 26, Cincinnati 17.
Okay. Next game, we got the Rams versus the Dolphins. We're starting the Tua era. During the bye week, they decided to bench Ryan Fitzmagic and decided to give their first-round pick quarterback start the Tua era this week. I don't know if this is the week you really wanted to start that era. We just talked about Aaron Donald. But I mean, eventually you got to put the kid out there. I thought that they should have redshirted him. I would have redshirted Tua this year. Sit back, let the kid sit and watch Fitzpatrick, and unless he got hurt or just fell off a cliff. Obviously, they feel comfortable enough to put him out there. I don't think starting him against the Rams defense is the best idea, but they do. I think I'm really interested to see. We haven't seen this kid play.
I'm gonna show my mask off.
We haven't seen this guy play since what? When he He didn't play the rest of that year at Alabama, did he? Ramona, you're a Bama fan. He didn't play anymore after that, right? After the hip injury.
No, he didn't.
No, he was.
I mean, we haven't seen this kid play in over a calendar.
He played. Because he got hurt in the Auburn game, and he played in the LSU game. He started out at the LSU game, didn't he?
He actually got hurt in the Tennessee game. I like to take full responsibility for that.
Oh yeah, well, we know what Alabama did to y'all last week, so just
that's why I had to take. I knew it was a comeback for that. So I said, let me take full responsibility for that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Tua, his little brother just threw 2 touchdowns with the Miami Terps. I meant the Maryland Terps. But I took Miami in this game. I just feel as though the secondary of the Miami Dolphins is going to confuse this Jared Goff. And they not falling for that little high school waggle right, waggle left offense. So
is Sharon still? Is she still watching the show?
I think so. I know she can hear you.
I was going to show her my mask so she could see how good it looks.
Man, I like that. Got the super Steelers.
Yep, super Steelers.
Your Tennessee's on the way. Your Tennessee joint's on the way.
Yeah.
So,
I got to get me a Bama one eventually. I definitely got to get me a Bama one eventually.
I'm still gonna take the Rams. I just think the Rams defense. There's some players that the Dolphins have talked about being on the trade block. Xavier Howard being one of them, one of their corners. He's on the trade block. A lot of times when guys are on the trade block, like Mookie was saying, they'll bench you. You'll be a healthy scratch, so they don't want you getting hurt, on that Sunday when they're trading you on Tuesday. So you might not see Xavier Howard this game. If he's not playing, I expect Cooper Kupp or Robert Woods to go wild. So I'm going to take the Rams on here. I think Aaron Donald goes off and welcomes Mr. Tua to the league. And I'm going to say 24 to 10 Rams.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking at some of these comments. Tua has a tough test against Rams defense, and I agree. He does.
Yeah, I mean, he is.
But I'm going to tell you something. He ain't going to stand there and take no daggone hit. He is going to run the ball. He will run. He will run. We know this.
I want to see how he runs, though. That's what I want to see. Is he a Kyler Murray runner, or is he is he more of a Carson Wentz runner? Like I just want to see.
He's not a Carson Wentz runner. I would liken him to. I mean, he's not Kyler Murray. He's not Lamar Jackson.
Or Russell Wilson. Maybe he's Deshaun.
You know what? I would put him close to like a Russell Wilson style.
Okay.
Runner. But yeah, right. Tua's going to tank. Tua's not going to tank, unless Tua gets hurt, unless that hip injury ends up, making him lose his career, because we know that hip injury has cost other football players the same type of injury. Cost them their careers. Tua gets murdered, and I don't think he will. And for some odd reason, and I don't understand why Fitzpatrick doesn't get that kind of protection. But when somebody else is in there, it just seems like they get more protection in that backfield than what Fitzpatrick is getting. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, I just don't think. I don't think he's gonna.
I think the run game for Miami comes alive because of Tua. Tua Tagliavola.
Mook, what do you think about the game?
But I do think Rams win.
Listen. What was that? Rocky? What was that? Rocky? What 3?
Which one you talking about? What he said?
When Apollo Creed got killed.
That's Rocky 4. Apollo Creed got killed.
That's against the Rocky
4.
Yeah, that's against the Rocky. Rocky 3 was Mr. T.
Yeah, Rocky 3 was Mr. T. 4 was the Russian, right?
Yeah.
4 was the Russian, yeah.
All right. Apollo Creed dies. All right. Then all of a sudden, Rocky just feels like he just got to fight the Russian, right? You heard what his wife told him at the bottom of that staircase.
It's
suicide.
Win. You can't win.
It's suicide.
You see what they about him?
Right.
You can't win.
No way. You think Gaskin is going to run wild against that defensive front?
I don't think that is. Wait, hold on, Moot. I don't think that it's going to be Gaskin. I said I think the running game comes alive.
It now, can't be Howard.
If that's Tua,
it can't be Breida.
Listen, if that's Tua going for 90 yards, if that's reverses that go down, that wide receivers take to the crib, what I'm trying to tell you is the running game comes alive. I'm not saying it's Gaskin.
Listen,
Jalen Ramsey shuts down Devontae Parker. Shuts him down. Totally shuts them down.
I don't know about that.
So where is this offense coming from? That's just like, where is this offense?
What do we know? What do we know about the NFL, Marcus? When there's no tape on somebody, it's hard to find out how to beat them.
Who, Tua? Is you nuts?
Yes.
Okay.
Listen. I'm just gonna keep put Aaron Donald on the left side, okay, and flush his butt to the right. See how accurate Tua left-handed is running to the right, throwing the ball. That's it. Just flush you right to the right.
I'm gonna make sure I watch that game.
I don't think. Look, I thought that they should have totally shirted them this year.
Yeah, they had no business playing today.
But if you just so happen to wanna start them, not against these.
Right. Fitzpatrick was playing well. I do get he can turn the ball over at times, but he was playing well enough to still be out there. Yeah. I didn't see where Tua was so much of a difference. You know what I mean?
Like
and then I don't know if y'all saw it on.
Y'all like Amber Rose? That's what y'all trying to tell me. Y'all should get more Amber Rose. Y'all like Amber Rose?
Okay, listen. I'm putting it to you like this: when Aaron Donald gets his hands on Tua, y'all better hope that hip is for real. Okay.
Yeah. I'm here to make I'm here to make a deal with you. Nope. I don't usually do this too much. I say Aaron Donald does not get a sack.
Oh, now you're tripping, man. You're tripping.
I'm not going to go that far.
I say Aaron Donald.
Somebody said everyone thinks Tua is the savior. Well,
is Kelsey still there?
What the savior is with Miami is all those picks that they got and what they're going to have in the future.
Yes.
And build that team around Tua if they can keep you from getting killed before that point.
Look, they have two first-round picks this year. I think they have 2 seconds. Like they got a whole bunch of draft picks. You have a number 1 wide receiver. You may have found your quarterback.
Sure.
You may have found your quarterback. You got a number 1 receiver. You got the number 1 tight end in Gesicki.
Yeah.
I think they need to go get I think they need to, work on the offensive line. You got a good secondary.
Or
got a pretty good defensive line. You still need
pretty good defensive line. Like, I don't think that they're that far off, but they need to get him some more weapons, and I think they'll be okay. So moving on.
Hold on before we even move on. It might be another reason, because I'm still not sold on why they just all of a sudden just throwing Tua out there out of the clear blue sky. Like, he played in garbage time, and he played okay. It wasn't like he was just on fire.
But it was
maybe hold on. Maybe is he auditioning? Maybe he might be traded if they feel that he ain't the guy, and go ahead and tank for Sunshine too. They do got 2 draft picks, so who's to say that, man.
Well, they've shown they'll get rid of a quarterback. They give up a draft pick and go and get Josh Rosen, and they cut his butt. So look, any team that has an opportunity. There's maybe a few teams out there, maybe like Kansas City, that doesn't need Trevor, but any team that can feel like they have an opportunity to get Trevor, they're going to go get him. So we'll see. It might be an audition. So moving on to the next game, New England at Buffalo. I had to get the Bills guru up in the house tonight. I specifically called him. I needed Mook up in the house. We got the depleted New England Patriots who looked like total trash last week. They looked like trash. Cam Newton looked like trash last week. And, you know, everybody was saying, oh, who was it? Was it Bill Belichick or was it Brady? Who was more responsible for the success of the Patriots? I'm not so inclined to go that route. I just think right now the Patriots, you know, they had a bunch of opt-outs. But Julian Edelman, he's not playing this week. Half of their defense opted out for the COVID thing. You know.
I'm going to make it real simple. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills 21-17.
Well, I'm going to let Mookie go last on this one. I think Buffalo.
No, I'll stick with 21-17.
21-17. I think the Bills look. Speaking of looking like trash last week, the Bills looked like trash last week. They looked like trash last week. I fully expected the Bills to blow out the Jets last week. When I picked the game last week, I thought the Bills were going to blow out the Jets. And, you know, I get it. It's a division game. But the Bills, you're on a 2-game losing streak. You lost to the Titans. You lost to the Steelers. You barely beat the Jets. This is the week here that the Bills need to get back on track. You know you're playing a hated rival. They're kind of the Walking Dead. This is the week here that you need to get back on track. I'm going to pick the Bills on this one here. Earlier in the season, I wouldn't have. I just feel like the Bills are the better team. I'm going to go with the Bills on this one. I'm going to say 24-12. 24-12 Bills.
And by the way,
I took the Bills in my pick 'em.
Ricky Bobby just said it was neither Belichick or Brady. It was crap paying them refs.
And get massages. Anyway, I took the Bills in my pick 'em. All right. I was all the way with the Bills, and just earlier this morning, I was thinking, I was like, you know, this is really, there's more pressure on the Bills for this game than it is the Patriots. Because when the last time y'all beat the Bills, Mook? I mean, the Patriots.
For a long time.
Well, it's been a long time. Now, there's more pressure on the Bills in this game than it is the Patriots. And I think all that pressure, we're going to find out just who the Bills are. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots won, but I still took the Bills. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Mook?
Which one? What do y'all want first? Like, you know, do y'all want the Rocco behind the Jets? Or do y'all want?
You're the Jets. I brought you on here for that good that good insider scoop. I brought the Bills guru on because I know you're in the locker room. You're doing the interviews with the head coach and Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen. I see you up in there tagging me on all that stuff, man. I'll be like, man, this dude, he be everywhere, man. So give us that inside scoop, man. Give us that inside scoop.
Yeah, everybody was you know, thinking that way. You gotta understand, like, continuity is crazy right now. I haven't really heard of that word all like that until this year. But you know, the Bills rested a lot of players. And you know, that throws things off continuity wise. Like John Brown didn't play. You know, you still just dealing with what you're dealing with from a defensive standpoint. I kind of got, you know, I was kind of asking fiery questions a couple of weeks ago, you know, about that. But you know, you still seeing a team that's developing on transitioning to be a division contender. Like the good thing about that game, for what I took, is they made the necessary adjustments to play a whole different second half. Like it was night and day. But you saw the offense. I mean, they went to the locker room, 12-10. They finally clawed their way back into it, snapped out of it, because right now our run game is struggling. Our run game is struggling because we emphasize a lot on the passing game. All right, you got to get your franchise quarterback going. You're bringing these new weapons in. It's all about our passing game right now. So the run game, Jai, suffered a little bit. So now what teams are doing, teams are playing cover 2 shell, dropping 7 to 8 men back in coverage, and then hoping, Josh don't fit that window, don't fit into the tight window. He forces an interception. But this game, basically, he learned to be a little patient, take what they give him, dink and dunk, but we still suffering inside the red zone. So that's something now that they have to face. How to get better inside the red zone now when teams are playing off coverage. So that emphasized a lot more in the run game. That emphasized a lot on using the tight end. Hopefully their asses will do that, just, because that's what they're facing at this point, because that's what New England's going to give you. I don't think New England is going to play off like that. I don't think New England's going to play I don't think that's Belichick's style. He's paying Stephon Gilmore $15 to $18 million to be that guy he needs him to be in that scheme. So you're going to see a lot more one-on-ones this week, with him lined up with Stephon Diggs. John Brown is healthy. He will be in action. Cole Beasley has been balling the past 2 games. So hopefully his targets in place for him will stay the same or increase at some point. And it's going to be nasty and cold. Winds up to like 30 to 40 mile per hour winds. So that means that the game shall be ran in the trenches. So to answer your question, as long as they come out and play aggressive, they need to play aggressive. They need to be more exotic with the blitzes. Same thing they did in the second half against the Jets. And you'll see the Bills punch the Pats right in the face. So,
Okay,
hey.
Y'all heard it here first. Mookie Hawkins up here in the Alphabet Show. He's telling you the Bills are going to come out and smack them down. So we will definitely
27-17.
27-17. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Next game, Indy versus Detroit. Indy at Detroit. Look, I think the Lions have found them a new superstar running back. They need to stop giving the ball to Adrian Peterson. I love Adrian Peterson. I give him respect. One of the greatest running backs of all time. DeAndre Swift is your future. You need to give him the ball. You need to feature him. You got pretty good playmakers. Now I have heard Marvin Jones is on the trade block. I've heard that they've talk about maybe trading Marvin Jones at the deadline. I don't know why you would do that, but
they're throwing the ball.
Yeah, he does it. He's a hell of a receiver. He's a hell of a receiver. I don't know why they can't get him the ball, but Phillip Rivers. Look, Phillip Rivers at the end of this season, I don't want to see Phillip Rivers no more. Phillip Rivers, you need to go with them 9 or 10 kids that you got, and you need to shut it down. He looks terrible. He just looks terrible. Now I like the kid. I think this is going to be a running back game. Jonathan Taylor versus DeAndre Swift, and I think Indy's defense is way better. So I'm going to go with Indy on here. I'm going to say, I'll say 19 to 10, Indy.
Okay, I want to go next because I'm going to forget everything I wanted to say. You were a running back when you played football, Marcus Betts, right?
Yes.
I think, honestly, the reason why they're still running Adrian Peterson is I think that Swift is learning from him. I think they don't want him to get out there as a rookie and get burnt up, so to speak. Keep fresh legs in the game, kind of thing. And I think that in certain games, when things start getting close, I think you'll probably see Swift maybe in there even more for more carries at that point. But I really think that that's why they're doing it. But I'm taking Detroit. I think Detroit. I think they are moving in the right direction. Knock on wood. I had some real wood here. But I don't trust that organization. I just don't. But I think they're moving in the right direction. But I think that they still need to work on that defense. But I think they win 28. I'm going to say 28-21.
Okay. Mook?
I'm gonna say, it's gonna be a defensive battle a little bit. Indy defense really don't get a lot of credit than it should, but
Gilmore isn't playing in this game this weekend. Gilmore is not playing this weekend.
For
trade bait.
Gilmore's not playing for who?
Gilmore's not playing this weekend against the Bills.
I forgot he was questionable. He had a little injury, but I didn't think it was that.
Oh, that's not good.
That's significant.
That's not good. That's not good. That is not good.
So, well, you know, they tanking out now. That's what I say. Like, hey, I'm gonna go with Indy 19 to. I'm gonna go 19-17.
Okay. Dennis?
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is the one I took Detroit on.
Okay.
I think that comeback win last week boosted the spark for him. So I'm taking Detroit on this one. I ain't have a score. I forgot what score I had. When you do a show with Buck Flair, you got to start writing down stuff because a lot of drinking goes on with Buck Flair's show. I'm just letting everybody know. A lot of drinking goes on that show.
I know we ain't going to get their ass whipped. I see. Huh?
Yeah, next game we got Minnesota versus.
He tweaked the knee at practice. That's what they going with. He tweaked the knee at practice.
and they're in the frozen tundra.
The frozen tundra of Lambeau Field.
Have you ever been to Lambeau Field, Marcus?
I've never been to Lambeau Field. I
think that's on the bucket list.
They say he's selling his house.
Yeah. They're and we're gonna get to that. Some trade scenarios. We'll get to that in a little bit. I'm taking Green Bay. I think Aaron Rodgers is playing at an MVP caliber level. Minnesota, they do get back Dalvin Cook. He's back this week. I like the kid.
Aaron Jones is out this weekend, though.
Aaron Jones is out this week.
He ain't played the last 2 weeks. Ain't made no difference.
I think that they're just trying to make sure. One thing about Green Bay, they always make sure that they let their guys fully rest. I thought a couple of weeks ago when Devontae Adams was out, he said he could have played. He was a little bit upset they didn't let him. You're saving them for the long haul. I don't really think they need him. I think Minnesota, they're in a I think at the trade deadline, you'll see Minnesota getting rid of a lot of people too. I've heard Harrison Smith's on the trade block. Kyle Rudolph is on the trade block. I think Green Bay goes up in there. I think Aaron Rodgers carves these boys up. I think you see Aaron Rodgers have an incredible game. I'm going to say 28-17 Green Bay.
And Will and Mummert says, watch Green Bay make a trade for Will Fuller.
I've heard
Alphabet said that.
We'll definitely talk about that. But I've heard that also.
You did say that. I gotta admit that. I took Green Bay in this one. Let's get that out of the way. And I feel bad for Mike Zimmer because I think he's gonna get fired after this season.
Yeah. But
I hope he lands somewhere like Houston, to where though he don't have to worry about a franchise quarterback no more.
Or maybe even New York Jets.
No.
No. He got to go. I feel as though defensive.
Gase is gone. Gase is gone. There's not a doubt in my mind.
Yeah, but that Jet situation, you got to have a lot of. You got to know all the talent you want to get right now with that Jet situation.
Yeah.
But with the Houston Texans, I think if you go in there with a good attitude, like Romeo Crennel is doing a good job there in my eyes. But he know his back is against the wall. He ain't getting that job. He already know he's not getting that job. So you'll see him. You might see him go for it on 4th and 11, like just to show that he can win a game because he ain't getting no job. He would have to go to the AFC Championship game just to secure that position. That's all I'm saying. So I feel bad for Mike Zimmer, but Green Bay's gonna win this game.
I'm taking the Packers. I think Packers. Packers win. Like, I think Aaron Rodgers has a great passing game against Minnesota.
I think he carves them up pretty good.
I think it's gonna be like 38 to.
That'll make my fantasy go wild. Do what you're doing, Rodgers.
38-17 is what I'm going with.
Okay.
Packers.
Mook.
Look, only thing that Minnesota got going for them right now is that Aaron Jones is not playing. So, I still think that the offense is too high powered. Devontae Adams playing out his mind. 40-24, Minnesota.
Ooh. Damn.
I mean, excuse me. Packers. I'm sorry.
40-24
Packers.
Okay.
Packers.
So we're moving on to our late games, the 4 o'clock Eastern games. First game, the late games, Los Angeles Chargers versus the Denver Broncos. Look, I watched Locke last week. He didn't look too good. He didn't look too good at all. He's coming off an injury. But I think that they were happy to get back Philip Lindsay. He ran well, but he got concussed in that game. But let's talk about this Justin Herbert. This kid here, I said it last week, where you have multiple quarterbacks, and we're going to find out, real soon about Tua. But I think Burrow and Herbert, and there were a bunch of quarterback, he had Jordan Love get picked up. He hasn't had an opportunity to play, but Justin Herbert, I think he's the real deal. I think Burrow's the real deal. I think Herbert's in a little bit better of a situation. He's got a few more weapons around him. Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry, Mike Williams. I saw that little sneaky ass move you made, Dennis, picking up Mike Williams and winning that game a couple weeks. So I see you, but I'm going with the Chargers on here. I just think that I just trust Herbert better than I do Locke. So I'm going to say I can see Herbert throwing for 300 yards in this game. Now, I know they definitely miss Austin Eckler, but I think they'll try to run the ball. I think Denver will try to run the ball on them, but I just think that Herbert's going to be too much for him. I'm going to say 24-17 Chargers.
I'm going with the Bolts too. I'm going with them. I think Denver's got a lot of issues right now. I think LA's. I just don't think he's got his quarterback that he wants yet. I don't know. I don't know that I trust his judge of character as far as him picking quarterbacks. I think he needs to hire somebody to find him a quarterback.
Yeah. I think the other thing too is that I think they really miss Cortland Sutton. I think they really miss him. I mean, Cortland Sutton is one of the. I think when they get him back next year and you pair up Cortland Sutton with Jerry Jeudy, I don't think Judy's ready to take that leap yet to be their number one, and I think they really miss Cortland Sutton.
As Fannie Willem Mumbert says, Denver's first issue is John Elway.
Yeah, I agree with that. I took the Chargers here too. Quick update: Minnesota and Maryland are tied at 38 apiece. Maryland was supposed to win this by 20. Minnesota was supposed to win this by 20. They tied up 38 apiece in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes and 38 seconds.
Okay.
Who you got with this one, Mookie?
I'm going to go with the Chargers. It is the revenge game for Melvin Gordon. I don't think he's just not going to have a supporting cast to help him in this fight. I think the Chargers are a little bit more eager to show him that, you left a good team instead of, the other way around. 23-16 Chargers.
Okay. Next game.
Did you pick?
Dennis, did you get your pick in?
Yeah, I said I got the Chargers.
Okay.
New Orleans versus Chicago. That's our next game. 4:25. New Orleans. They're coming off a bye week, right? I think they just came off their bye week.
No, they played last week. They played the Panthers.
They just got spanked.
No, they won. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Panthers by 3 points.
Yeah, they beat the Panthers.
24.
New Orleans beat the Panthers.
New Orleans.
Oh yeah, New Orleans. Yeah, I thought you were talking about Chicago.
Chicago kind of got roughed up last week.
It's all right. That happened.
I don't know. I just no Michael Thomas in this game. No Emmanuel Sanders in this game. But Drew Brees, he's still doing his thing. I just don't.
What kind of injury does Michael Thomas have?
He tweaked something. He was supposed to play, and then he tweaked something late in the week, and then he was out, And they were even talking about maybe trading him. They were looking at trade partners with him. I think
they are not. No, just stop.
Ramona. He got into a fight and got in an argument with the coaches,
with the head coach. That's the kiss of death right there. You're sitting up there threatening.
Sometimes it's the coach's fault.
Well, wait, hold on, Ramona.
Okay, but who's going to win in that situation?
They don't keep wide receivers in New Orleans. They got rid of all of them. They don't keep wide receivers in New Orleans, Ramona.
Yeah, but Brees has got to have somebody to throw the ball to.
Well, they're thinking long term too. I think this is Drew Brees' last. I think this is Drew Brees' last hurrah. I really do. I think this is his last season there. I'm actually going to pick Chicago on this one here. I'm going with Chicago. I think Chicago gets back on track. I think Chicago gets back on track. I don't see New Orleans beating Chicago with that pass rush with Khalil Mack screaming off the edge, going at Drew Brees, and Drew Brees all he has is Alvin Kamara. That's all he's got, and I don't think that's going to be enough against the Bears. I think your boy Little Kim comes out and plays a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick Chicago 20-17. 20-17 Chicago.
Desmond Howard has been diagnosed with COVID.
Say what now?
Desmond Howard has been
the Heisman Trophy winner.
He's been diagnosed.
Oh, so he was the mystery analyst. They were saying that had it. I know they were saying somebody one of those. It happened like that. Like one of those analysts had it, but they ain't name a name.
Okay, so I'm also going with Lil Kim. He hasn't beaten Drew Brees. I think this is my first time he actually goes and he beats Drew Brees.
What?
Yeah,
bugging, man.
Y'all are both bugging. I'm taking the Saints. I'm telling you, the Saints go up there, and Alvin Kamara is going to beat the Bears.
Okay.
I'm going with the Saints.
Michael Thomas, no Emmanuel Sanders. I just
no
don't
Galloway. They don't have Galloway in this game either.
What? Galloway from Tennessee out too?
I think Galloway's out too.
Damn. I just got Dalton into liking Galloway. God damn.
But I don't think Allen Robinson is playing for Chicago.
That's all right.
That's all right. That's not all right.
That's all right.
Anyway.
The guy that's going to win the game. You know who's going to win the game for Chicago? The guy that they traded for a center.
I thought you were going to say Khalil Mack.
No, the guy that they traded for a center.
Ricky Williams.
People that don't know is the tight end. What's the tight end?
It's a hamstring
Oh,
injury.
Komet?
Michael Thomas.
No, the old tight end they got. Jimmy Graham. I'm sorry, Jimmy Graham.
Everybody got their pick for that.
San Fran, Seattle.
Thanks, man.
Moving on, San Fran, Seattle. And San Francisco, they're losing all of their running backs. No Mostert. Jeff Wilson Jr., he's out. I mean, they're like down to like their fourth or fifth string running back. Deebo Samuel's out.
Who was the 49ers just beat?
The Patriots beat the snot out of them.
Yeah, they're
in New England, right?
Yeah, beat them like they owe them money.
But I'm going with Seattle on this one here. I got Russell Wilson as one of my top three, one of my leaders for the MVP race. I just think he's playing out of this world. And they got the scary thing with Seattle is they got reinforcements coming. They got Josh Gordon coming. They've got Snacks Harrison coming. They just picked up somebody else too. I mean, they're loading that team up. Carlos Dunlap, for that, situational pass rusher. Now Chris Carson, he's out of this game. Carlos Hyde is out of this game. And for all my fantasy people out there, if you're looking for a running back, go get DJ Dallas. He's looking like he's going to be the starter this week for them. So I'm still going with Seattle. I think DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett's playing out of his mind, and I think Russell Wilson finds a way to get it done. Give me Seattle 24-17, Seattle.
I'm glad you went with not such a low score for San Fran. The biggest reason why I think San Fran can score against them is their defense is pretty horrible.
Yeah.
Seattle's defense is horrible.
I think part of it too is Jamal Adams hasn't played. I think once Jamal Adams gets back out there, they're just trying to tread water till they get their big guns back. I think when they get Jamal Adams back and you get Carlos Dunlap, he's not going to play this week. They're going to get some pass rush help. When you get a big body like Snacks Harrison in the middle, they're just finding ways to win. But they got, like I said, they got reinforcements coming on the defensive side of the ball. Once they get that,
I'm taking 31-24 Seattle.
Okay.
I like that one. I'm going with Seattle as well. I just don't believe in San Fran.
I don't believe in Jimmy G. I've never have. I've said that a bunch. I just don't think he's.
And their running game is pretty much non-existent right now.
Yeah, they don't have all their running backs are hurt. So, yeah.
You got Mookie.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to piggyback right off of what y'all. I try to find a reason not to, but they just don't have enough. They just don't have enough. So yeah, I'm going Seattle here. They bounce back. 28 to. I'm gonna say 28 to 10.
Okay. All right, that's all of the early games. We got our Sunday night game. Man, it's been a long season. It's been hard, man.
We have Cowboys and the Eagles.
I had to bring Dennis on. Look, Philly, they're leading the division right now. Carson Wentz, he's kind of picking it up. I would not be surprised if Philly makes some kind of move. They're known to make moves like that, some kind of move during the trade. I've heard maybe trading Ertz. I've heard that. Goddard's on his way back. Dallas is in shambles right now. They everybody saw that hit that Andy Dalton took last week. So now they're down to their third string quarterback. Ben DiNucci out of James Madison, picked by Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy said he has a little bit of Aaron Rodgers, Mark Bulger in him. I didn't see that, but he scouted this guy. I'm taking Philly on here. Dallas has the weapons, but their offensive line is shredded, and I think Philly's defensive line. I see Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham getting after them, and despite these great wide receivers that Dallas has, I just don't think he's going to have time to get the ball down the field. I don't see it. Zeke, he's getting bottled up. They're playing, the offensive line is not performing. Zeke's getting hit, and fumbling the ball. I just kind of think it's a lost season. I want to see some of the young guys play. We got rid of Dontari Poe, got rid of Daryl Worley, got rid of Everson Griffin. I'm hearing reports of them trading Alden Smith, seeing what they can get for him.
Let me ask you this. Do you believe that they trade Dontari Poe because he was overweight, or do you believe it was because he kneeled during the flag?
Well, he was kneeling. He was kneeling before. I think what it was, I think that they said that a Dallas player was talking about the scheme, and we saw Brandon Carr get cut. He was speaking out against the coaching staff, and I think some of these guys, they were, they went out and they tried to go get some mercenaries. They went and got Clinton Dix. They went out and got Gerald McCoy and Dontari Poe and Daryl Worley. They were trying to make some move, and none of those guys panned out. The only one of the free agents that they went and got that has somewhat performed is Alden Smith. That's it. So
I had to read a comment real quick.
Okay.
Going back to just a second to the Seattle game. Willem Bombard says, hold on. Y'all said Seattle has no defense. Have you seen DK on the defensive side of the ball?
We'll get to that. We will definitely get to that. So I'm gonna go with Philly on here. I just think that it's getting to the point now where Dallas gonna have to think it's like a team with a losing record is going to win this division. And if you're going to do that, there's no reason to try to win this division. Get you a top 10 pick. You get Dak back next year. You get your offensive line back next year. You get a top 10 pick, and you go from there. And you free up some money.
So what kind of score do you got on this game? I'm
going to say 24-10 Philly.
That's not bad. I'm taking the Eagles. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to shock you, because if it had been in Dallas, I would have took Dallas. I don't know. I just would have. But I'm taking Philly in this game because I think that their offense is starting to click. Their defense is doing better. They almost come back and beat Baltimore.
Almost came back and beat the Steelers too.
I think that score is going to be kind of more lopsided than what you were saying. I think it's going to be more like 31-10.
I think you see Boston Scott. Miles Sanders isn't playing in this game. None of their really good players are playing in this game, but I just think Philly's defense, they're going to have their way with Dallas's offensive line.
Oh, and Will says Cooper Rush is back in Dallas.
Yeah, they picked him back up. But Ben DiNucci starting this week. Mook, what you got?
Philly wins this. Even though Dallas do still have the weapons, I just don't think they nicked up on the offensive front, right? So that don't bode well against a tough defensive front that Philly has. Carson Wentz is starting the ball a little bit as of late. No Zach Ertz. So they've been really doing it with Travis Fulgham. and Scott. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Philly in this one. Philly beats Dallas, but let's not just think because Dallas is down that Philly is really gonna like blow Dallas out. It's gonna be closer than what people think. I'm going to say 24-17 Philly.
Will says, Marcus, you go ahead and throw jersey on, bro. Quarterback for the Cowboys.
Hey,
I have seen a lot of those commercials lately.
I've been telling people this all week. Been playing it, and I'm gonna say this. All Eagle fans that are watching, make sure y'all wear all black on Sunday, because we're going to a funeral. This is when the Cowboy season ends.
Will says, Eagles have no wide receivers and Dallas has no quarterback.
Or no secondary. Or no defensive line. So
I like Alden Smith over there. Alden Smith is up.
Alden Smith is I would trade him. I would see what I could
honestly
get.
Everything you were saying about Alden Smith this offseason, I will have let me take it. I've been giving out my apologies this week. Let me say I was wrong.
I told
Alden Smith, if Big Ben doesn't win comeback player of the year, it will be Alden Smith.
No doubt. So the last game, the Monday night game, we got Tampa Bay at New York.
The scorecast.
Look at that score. All I'll say is this: the demise of Tom Brady has been greatly exaggerated. Okay, we're starting to see.
You gotta stop listening
when you put some weapons around him and you protect him a little bit.
As long as the boy can remember what down it
is.
Oh, y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right.
So, they
I had to go there. I'm sorry.
The Bucks, they are pushing all their chips to the center of the table, and they're going all out. Everybody knows they went and picked up the best insurance policy in the world. Chris Godwin's going to be out for a little bit. So what do? They go pick up Antonio Brown. Gronk is starting to shake the run.
He will be playing this weekend too, correct?
I don't think Antonio Brown gets to play this week. I think
he didn't play last week, but I'm pretty sure he gets to play this week.
I didn't see any numbers next to him, but if he does, we'll see. You got Scotty Miller, little slot receiver. He's doing his thing. Gronk's doing his thing. Ronald Jones is acting like a real NFL running back. Their defense is playing out of their mind. I think this is a blowout here. I think Tom Brady picks these guys apart. I'm going to say 35-14 Tampa Bay.
And both players said no, AB's not playing. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay over the Giants. Giants are a few players away on offense of actually having a decent offense that I think could actually win them some football games. I think in another 2 years that they're rivaling everybody in that division, in their own division. But I'm taking Tampa Bay. I'm gonna say it's gonna be like I think that Tom Brady is just gonna embarrass the crap out of them in New York. Tom likes to do that. He likes going to other stadiums and just embarrassing another team. So I think it's gonna be like 45-6.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm gonna tell you something. Tampa Bay's defense is not a joke.
No, they're not. They really. They might have the. That boy. What Bush is it? I get the damn Bush linebackers.
They got Devin White.
They got Devin White.
We have Devin Bush.
The Devins. I'm sorry.
Devin Bush is out for the season. So.
Yeah, and they got Levante David too. So they got two linebackers flying to the bar. Yeah, Tampa Bay just
hurting for linebackers either.
Hey, wait, hold on. I'm actually taking the Giants on this.
What?
Oh, he's just trying to take an upset.
I need to upset the catch up to Ramona. So
that's not the one to choose.
That one wouldn't.
Tampa Bay wins by a lot.
So we have that's all of the games. So we have your favorite part of the show. There's levels to this, in the words of Meek Mill. There's always level to this. We got our front runners for the MVP right here: Russell Wilson, A-Rod, Action Jackson, Patty Mahomes, and the GOAT. Real quick, guys, who do you got? Who's going to be your MVP?
Russell.
Nobody? Anybody?
Russell. Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. I'm going with
on that list. I'll go with I'm going with Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Mook, who you got?
I'm going with Russell.
You going with Russell? Okay. I'm going to go with I think in the NFC Championship. Well, we'll get to that. I'm going with Russ too. I just think he's playing out of his mind. So, all right. Now we were talking about some trade scenarios, and somebody just said that Stephon Gilmore is not playing this week against the Bills, and that to me tells me that they're looking to unload this guy. So, what could the Patriots get?
I would like to say something before we go on to this Gilmore thing. And I'm not saying that he's MVP quality, but I just don't like the way Big Ben is the shaft.
Well, he's
never mentioned as MVP. He doesn't play for MVP status. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
He never has.
Yeah.
So, but I tagged you in that post on purpose, Marcus, because everybody saw that, and we got that from that post, remember?
Yeah.
And people were losing their friggin' minds. They were like, where's Big Ben? Was he? I'm like, Big Ben doesn't belong in that group.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
He's definitely, I think
I love Ben. I love him. You see, I got his jersey on. I love him, but he doesn't belong in the MVP.
Yeah, he doesn't get a lot of love. Definitely.
Comeback player of the year. Comeback player of the year.
Comeback player of the year. I think that's definitely within.
And I see if he makes it through the rest of the season. Right now we should be having our bye week. Thank you, Tennessee Titans.
COVID.
Sorry,
COVID
had to get that out. Had to get that out of my system. I mean, come on, week 8 is the perfect bye week. It's in the middle of the season when you got players, relatively healthy. I'm knocking on real wood. We're relatively healthy, thank God, because week 8 is the perfect time to have a bye week. Because and Baltimore, we're playing Baltimore, who is coming off of a bye. So, yeah. But,
all right, guys, real quick. What could you get for Stephon Gilmore? 5 seconds apiece. What could you get for Stephon Gilmore?
If you trade him to the Jets, you get a first and a third.
Okay. Mook.
He can go. He can either go to Detroit. He can go to Tennessee. Possibly going to Seattle.
If he went to Seattle, Lord have mercy. If he went to Seattle or Tampa Bay, if they can find some way, Seattle or Tampa Bay, it would Kansas City. If they got a lockdown, shutdown corner,
you gotta look at it's a numbers game with Steph too. I think it's making $25 million this year or 17 or something like that. So, you gotta look who got that cap number, and then obviously it's a sign and trade to restructure possibly for Gilmore if that has to happen. So he has a high cap number, but right now he say he tweaked the knee Thursday, so maybe someone might not pull the trigger that quick on Stephon.
Well, they could always trade him to a division rival to the Miami Dolphins and get 2 first rounders. Joke.
Miami not doing that.
Miami's not.
Man. It was a joke.
Yeah.
They might give him Xavier Howard though. Oh.
As y'all can see up here, I got the genie from Aladdin. Shout out to Disney. Got the genie up in here. And the question I have for everybody, really quick, because we're getting short on time. One player within reason. Look, don't come to me. Oh yeah, player I wanted to trade deadline is Patrick Mahomes. You're not getting Patrick Mahomes. Okay, I want Aaron Donald. You're not getting Aaron Donald. But a player within reason that you've heard that was on the trading block that you think that could really help your team. If you're on the in that championship window, or you're a team a player that you think you could use in the next couple of years that could really help you out. And Dennis, I'll go first on here. Who you want?
I don't know if this guy's on the trade deadline, but he's the fourth running back on Detroit. I would try to see if I could give up a 7th round pick for Bo Scarborough, because we have a problem in Philadelphia with short yardage. Okay. And he's a nice big running back. So
Bo Scarborough? Okay. I'm sure that they could probably make that happen for Ramona.
I can't think of anybody right now that's on the trading block that I want on Pittsburgh. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Now there's a free agent out there that I wouldn't mind seeing on my defense if we could get past the attitude, but I've already had that with AB, so bringing Earl Thomas to that defense. So could you imagine Earl Thomas on that damn defense?
Ooh, Earl Thomas and Minkah Fitzpatrick. Lord have mercy.
Could you imagine? Ooh, God, that would just be nasty.
What about y'all getting Xavier Howard? That'll make y'all secondary a lot better.
Yeah, yeah.
Pittsburgh. I mean, y'all already traded with Miami before and got a nice defensive player. Y'all go get Xavier Howard.
Yeah, everybody thought we were nuts when we traded for Minkah Fitzpatrick too.
I gotta admit, I was one of them. Mook, who you got? Is there somebody out there caught your eye on your wish list?
Yeah, he's hurt right now, but I don't think that'd never happen. If the Bills could trade for Miles Jack, that ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? But
sir,
what?
Why wouldn't you make a trade for a dominant defensive tackle? Geno Atkins? Don't ring a bell?
Nah, I don't. Nah.
For
I
me,
wouldn't go there.
For me, I would want either Stephon. If New England makes him available, you give me Stephon Gilmore. I'll take Stephon Gilmore. You either give me Stephon Gilmore or give me Josh Jackson from the Packers. I think he could really be Josh Jackson from Iowa, plays for the Packers.
Oh, they just got him.
Huh?
The rookie.
I don't think he's a rookie.
Oh.
He's not a rookie. I'll definitely take him. So yeah. Go ahead, Ramona.
What am I doing?
As y'all can see here, people use the word rivalry very loosely. Look, it's not a rivalry if you're always getting your head beat in. Okay, once one team wins all the time, that's not a rivalry. A rivalry is when you go back and forth. As you can see here, that is a true rivalry right there. Just because you play in the same division with a team does not make them your rivals.
Right.
That doesn't make
We're not rivals with the Cincinnati Bengals.
You're not. Yeah, you're not. You know.
Or even Cleveland, to be honest.
Yeah. So as you guys can see there, you know, we talked about this game. It's going to be a fist fight. So that's how you do it. So that's a true rivalry right there. So yeah.
And I have to put this up here. I just have to. And you know, granted, we might get our butts whipped Sunday by Buffalo and Jackson. But Marcus sent this to me about 2 months ago. And this is the screensaver on my computer, just so everybody knows. Well, I can show you that. I'll show you.
If you want to be the man,
you gotta be the man.
The man. And right now, that's the man. So
there you go. See, that's my screensaver right there.
So last little part of the show, Ramona's part. We got the Rocky Blyer tough guy.
Right, you just gotta give me a second to get it up. Get this stuff up here. Hold on.
I usually do the offense. She usually does the defense. The defensive tough guy. I usually do the offensive tough guy.
Yep. This is my special Rocky Blyer Tough Guy Award.
The Rocky Blyer.
Yeah, this is it right here. This guy right here. And we were just doing one player, but then we got, we were doing a lot of defensive players. And I said, with him being a fullback for Pittsburgh, we really need to do maybe a defensive and offensive each week. So that's what we decided to do. So this week's defensive player is this fellow right here, Devin White. 3 sacks, 11 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 3 quarterback hits, and a forced fumble. And that was just last weekend. This guy is
everything.
He's a beast master. He really is.
Everything you could think of.
Yeah. And there was a toss-up between Pittsburgh picking Devin White or Devin Bush.
I don't think y'all made a mistake, though.
Oh, I don't think so either. I like Devin Bush. I hope the guy heals up well and comes back and just kicks some butt. So, but here's our offensive guy of the week.
Even though he plays offense, he made a defense play. All you kids out there that watch football and you coaches out there, you show them that video of DK Metcalf running down Buda Baker after that interception. They say he got
and the thing is Baker had a 10-yard head start on that interception. He had a 10-yard head start. And DK just chased this guy down. They I guess figured it up how that he was going around 22.64 miles per hour as he tracked down Baker. Looking like the Terminator.
That's his hustle. That's his effort. That's a guy who wants to win a game.
Yeah,
and that's what it's all about right there. Effort. Effort will get you a lot of places. That's in anywhere in life. So for all those wannabe coaches and stuff like that, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Go back up.
Where's that?
Right there.
There it is. Okay.
So here's the video right here. I know everybody's saying it was on Sports Center's top plays or whatever.
Hold on.
But this, when you go and you're teaching, the fundamentals of football, and the heart, passion, effort. You show these kids
at the goal line. That's Buda Baker. Buda Baker out of bounds. Metcalf track him down. Can he chase him down? And he goes to save a touchdown.
Watch the play here by DK Metcalf.
He's amazing.
Flying down the field. Baker thinks he's going to walk into the end zone, and Metcalf just refused to let it go. It was unbelievable how much ground he made up. That had to be 10 yards on a very fast Buda Baker, and he just.
I'm sorry, man. I get tickled every time I see that.
Yeah, that was just awesome. So that's everything right there, guys.
Before we end the show, though, I just want to say that to me, that may be a top tackle in 2020 right now. But to me, the best tackle in 2020 was Ramona's backup linebacker meeting Derrick Henry at the goal line.
Yeah. I have to admit
that was the best tackle I've seen.
It's just another week.
Hey, Ramona, who's taking Devin Bush place?
The kid that he's talking about, what's
Grant
Spellman or whatever. I can't even think of what his name is.
Yeah.
He's a veteran. He's a backup. But now, so far he's done well, so I can't complain. He's not Devin Bush, but I'm gonna tell you something. He earned his paycheck in that game. No doubts about it.
So, guys, thank you guys. I'm gonna let everybody get their last word in. Dennis, go ahead. Last words.
I'm going up the yonder. Going up the yonder.
Okay. Y'all make sure y'all check out y'all see Dennis all over the place with with Rise Up Platforms, OnPoint Network. He's always got his hand in something. The Vault with George Chadwick and Talk Your Ish Tuesdays. Make sure you check him out. Mook, last words.
Dallas do have like 28 million in cap space, so that trade Stephon Gilmore is, money wise,
That's the money. That's the money that rolls over because they're talking about franchising Dak again next year. So that's
hold on. I'm sorry to say this, but Minnesota lost to Maryland in overtime, 44-45.
Ooh, that hurts.
They were a 20-point favorite.
That hurts. Make sure y'all check out Mookie Hawkins. He's constantly on my wall, doing interviews. He's all up in the press box. He's all over the place. Hardest working man in Buffalo. Make sure y'all check him out. Support him. Woo Sports up in Buffalo, New York. And First Lady, any last words?
I just want to thank everyone for coming out and watching our show and participating and commenting. And I'm going to eventually figure out how I can actually see everybody's feed so I can, read all the comments and stuff. There's like 3 different ones and I don't know which one to go to. And when I go to one, I don't get everybody's comments. So I got to figure that one out.
We're reading from both the comments section, so we'll work on that, guys. Thanks for y'all support.
And
as
Mookie,
usual, we appreciate you.
Dennis, thank you guys too for coming on the show. Mookie, you're always welcome. Dennis, this is your second home.
No doubt. You guys, y'all make sure you're voting. I know this is a sport, but make sure you're voting. Make sure you're social distancing. Make sure that get up in there in those chat rooms. There's a lot of back and forth in there. It's really fun.
Just be careful and don't get
caught up in the BS.
Facebook and Facebook jail, like someone who I won't mention his name, but his initials are alphabets.
I normally share everybody's shows and stuff, but I've been in Facebook jail for 2 weeks, man. I just got out today, as a matter of fact. So it ain't that I'm not trying to support you, but I wasn't able to respond or comment or nothing. So we will see y'all next week. Make sure y'all enjoy all the games. If you miss it here, you can check out the show on YouTube and all the other platforms, the OnPoint Network. This has been the Alphabets Football Talk Show. We will see y'all next week. And y'all have a good one, okay? God bless.